Hi there, Tailstriber. Dark fantasy author Birger here. I haven't been able to contact Gina and Frogrim for some reason, so they can't attend today's podcast, unfortunately. Maybe you've already read my message about it, and if not, I'll be ending this podcast with that very same message, since, well, Gina and Frogrim will actually need your help to survive. As for the upcoming YouTube video, this time I decided to try upgrading the way I make YouTube videos, and especially the reading ambience videos. I actually found a way to turn still images into moving video clips. Pretty neat, huh? Depending on how it goes, I might continue converting still images into moving video clips. It was more time consuming, yes, but if enough people show interest in this YouTube video, I might continue doing it. For the upcoming YouTube video, the music no longer loops. Before, I had around 6 music tracks that ran for around 15 minutes, and then repeated until the end of the video. But this time, there's a grand total of 17 music tracks, and when that 17th track ends, the reading ambience video also ends. So, what kind of reading ambience video have I made this time? This time, it's a fantasy tavern environment with 4 animated barmaids that bring you a drink of your choice. I think you'll enjoy it. As you're listening to this podcast, the YouTube video mentioned here has already been released. You can find a link to it in the description or in the pinned comment below. This time, I've actually created 4 wallpapers with the artwork from this fantasy tavern ambience. You'll find a link to those below as well. As for fantasy reading, I've been reading Patrick Rothfuss' The Wise Man's Fear, Part 2 of The Name of the Wind. I really enjoy it. It's a thick book, around 900 pages. I've read around 300 pages so far, so I still have a bit to go. Love the dark atmosphere and story, which also has hints of hope, happiness, and love in it. So if you'd enjoy reading the exciting, but also tragic and the epic life story of a heroic bard that's also a bit of a thief, then I think this series could be for you. What have you been reading lately? Or any movies you've watched or video games you've played? Post about it in the comments. I'd love to know. Before I end this podcast with my message about Gina and Frogrim, remember that you can listen to this podcast 3 days earlier than YouTube by subscribing to the Tailstribe newsletter at birgertales.com. You also get some free stories, and you become a part of the official Tailstribe community as well. Without further ado, here's the important message about Gina and Frogrim. And Tailstriber, see you next week. Tailstriber, I haven't been able to contact neither Gina nor Frogrim. Do you have any idea what could have happened to them? I have a plan that might work, but I need your help. There is something that appears in the Secret of the Boogeyman Inn story that should be able to locate Gina and Frogrim. Visit the Posts tab, sometimes called the Community tab, where I've given you instructions on what to do. Before you answer that quiz though, because this podcast episode first aired in the beginning of February 2025, this quiz has already ended, unfortunately. The results of this quiz, however, actually heavily influenced the writing for the final part of my dark fantasy story, The Secret of Boogeyman Inn. The good news is, if you start following the Posts tab here on Birger Tales YouTube channel, you'll have a chance to influence future Birger Tales stories by attending similar quizzes in the future. And if you'd like to know more about this quiz that heavily influenced the upcoming ending of The Secret of Boogeyman Inn story, You'll find a link to a spoiler-free behind-the-scenes post below this podcast episode. Just become a free Patreon member to read it. Takes just a minute, and as the name implies, it's totally free. No strings attached. Furthermore, in order to prepare yourself for the finale of the latest Bear Tales story, be sure to catch up on the Secret of the Boogeyman Inn story if you haven't already, or rewatch it to keep it fresh in your mind. Gina and Frogrin's lives may depend on it. You'll find parts 1 to 4 of The Secret of the Boogeyman Inn in the playlist link below this podcast episode. Good luck. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to visit the Posts tab on YouTube for new podcast episodes every Saturday. You'll find a link to the Posts tab in the description or the pinned comment below. In the meantime, check out this playlist to listen to my dark fantasy stories featuring Gina and Frogrin, or this playlist to listen to my dark fantasy reading ambiances. Have a good one, Tailstriber.